Welcome to our tanker management session, a ship master's workshop dedicated to the commercial side of the master's role. A few words for the instructor. Captain Gerasimos Chimporlas graduated from the Greek Merchant Marine Academy in 1981, served in cargo ships as ordinary seaman and able seaman for 16 months, then continued in tankers as an officer. In 1998, a Captain A-class license was acquired. Since then, he has served in various positions ashore while continuing to sail as master, until retirement in 1929 and final exit in 2023. Out of these 25 years, 12 were spent at sea and 13 ashore in operations, marine and training departments. Staff in positions, tanker masters, candidate masters, and junior tanker operators will certainly benefit from this session. After acquiring experience in tanker operations both on board and ashore, I aspire to communicate practical tips that will give the master or the operator the confidence to manage issues as they arise. Throughout my time in shipping, I have witnessed major developments: global fleet renewal, rapid progress in communications technology, bridge and engine modernization changes in the labor force, and constant evolution of regulations. I feel privileged to have seen these changes forming the new era of shipping. Let's look at the main topics of this course. Introduction, course function and preface, stakeholders, know the players, chartering of tankers, understanding the basics of the process, post-fixture performance, effective execution of the charter party, onboard operations, best practices and risk assessment, bunkering, operational challenges, hints, and tips. Our goals are to explore all items associated with tanker trading patterns, including charter parties, clauses, bills of lading, and related contracts. To study the interaction of stakeholders, owners, charterers, shippers, and receivers. To learn how to respond effectively to voyage requirements while keeping all parties satisfied. To enhance communication skills and understand commercial issues that can save your day, and to find the balance between technical and commercial operations. The ultimate objective is to gain a clear understanding of what is happening and to interpret demands correctly. We will also review ways to improve handling of cargoes, bunkering, tank cleaning, inerting, and more. Rules, regulations, and industry practices often hang over the master's head like the sword of Damocles. We cannot know everything, but we can acquire the key to unlock. This is a tanker ship, a vital unit of the energy supply chain. Masses of products and crude can only be shipped by sea. 70% of globally traded crude oil moves by tanker. Its ability to satisfy such vast demand makes it a good investment, yet one with high risks. Tankers are exposed to harsh environments and potentially destructive operations. Risk is inherent in shipping. As senior executives often say, we are risk managers. The tanker is also a big spender. Average daily operational cost, around 10,000 US dollars, excluding unexpected expenses from damage, delay. The daily transport of crude and petroleum products is enormous. Each year, 1.8 to 2.2 billion metric tons of crude oil are shipped by sea, roughly 40 to 45 million barrels per day. Refined products such as gasoline, diesel, and jet fuel add another 500 to 700 million tons per year, equivalent to 10 to 15 million barrels per day. Tankers are categorized by size. Very large crude carriers, or VLCCs, carry about 2 million barrels each. Suezmax and Aframax tankers, mid-sized, carry about 1 million and 750,000 barrels respectively. Product tankers are smaller, around 50,000 tons, transporting refined fuels. Worldwide, the large tanker fleet numbers roughly 2,500 vessels. Crude oil is the raw material for refined fuels, diesel, kerosene, and many industrial products such as plastics. Crude oil equals energy equals economic growth. As of 2025, leading producers are the United States, Saudi Arabia, Russia, Canada, and China. Top consumers mirror the producers. The largest consumer is the United States, followed by China, India, Russia, Saudi Arabia, and Japan. China, for example, consumes 15 million barrels per day, but produces only 4, requiring 11 million imported barrels daily statistically. That means about 5 VLCCs and 1 Suezmax must arrive at Chinese ports every single day. Global crude trading routes reflect these producer-consumer relationships. The busiest routes include the Arabian Gulf to China and Europe, West Africa to China, the United States, and Europe. Refined product trades form their own routes based on market demand. Choke points such as the Strait of Hormuz handle 21 million barrels daily. The Suez Canal blockage of 2021 showed how a single incident can disrupt world trade. Weather in the Bosporus can also halt traffic and create backlogs. Risks and opportunities have characterized tanker markets for decades, producing both losses and remarkable profits. Market volatility attracts bold investors. Investors who are willing to accept the challenges, like environmental risk and in particular pollution. Catastrophic spills such as Exxon Valdez or Deepwater Horizon cause lasting damage. Operational spills during loading and unloading still harm marine life and ruin reputation. Cleanup costs can reach billions, as seen with the Prestige spill of 2002. Ballast water discharge introduces invasive species that upset ecosystems. Air pollution from sulfur and carbon dioxide adds further impact. Shipping contributes roughly 2 to 3% of global CO2 emissions. Geopolitical and security risks. Piracy and armed robbery remain threats in the Gulf of Guinea, the Strait of Malacca, and Somali waters. Kidnappings and ransom demands persist. War and conflict zones add to the risk. Red Sea missile attacks, tensions in the Strait of Hormuz, and the Russia-Ukraine conflict affecting Black Sea routes. Sanctions have created so-called shadow fleets transporting oil from sanctioned states under false identities or with AIS transponders switched off. Operational risks, tanker accidents, groundings, collisions, explosions, and fires are often linked to human error and fatigue. The Sanchi collision in 2018 lost 1 million barrels. An aging fleet without proper maintenance increases a spill probability. Crew safety is critical. Poor working conditions and wage issues persist, though the Maritime Labor Convention now requires owners to ensure repatriation and compensation funds. Market risks. Freight rate volatility arises from war premiums, bottlenecks, and sanctions. Events such as Red Sea diversions or Panama Canal droughts raise costs. Russian oil price caps and embargoes disrupt trade flows. The market remains unpredictable but rewarding for those who manage risk wisely. Regulatory risks. Shipping is one of the most heavily regulated industries, second only to nuclear power. Environmental rules such as IMO 2020's sulfur cap forced costly fuel changes. Future carbon taxes aim for net zero by 2050. Legal liability after spills can exceed insurance limits, as seen in the Hebe Spirit case. Compliance and documentation are essential. Countermeasures and best practices. Double-hull tankers, mandatory since the 1990s, reduce spill risk. Satellite tracking via AIS and LRIT improves monitoring naval escorts and onboard security to deter piracy. Vetting inspections upgrade safety and environment protection measures, emergency response plans, and emergency responders, insurance against pollution, claims, major defects and damages, fuel compliance. The goal: manage risks effectively while fulfilling commercial objectives. This concludes the introduction and prologue. Next, we will focus on knowing the players in tanker management. Thank you for watching.